Crucible glitch.
A Pokemon spoof.
It's Monday the 23rd of October and this is Screenplay Patch Notes.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Steph, and stay tuned to the end of the episode for a massive screenplay announcement. We'll do a graphic massive.
Massive! But until then, please open your news intakes because we want to fill you with information. We'll do a graphic for that as well.
First up, and the new Destiny 2 Crucible event has had a glitch resulting in the event's cancellation. The weekly Crucible Trials of the Nine has had reports of emote glitching, and Bungie have responded by cancelling the event for 2 weeks. The event is scheduled to return on Friday the 3rd of November. So this is not a big deal. You might think, why cancel an entire event for 2 whole weeks just because of a glitch in an emote?
Yeah.
However, the emote in question was called Bureaucratic Walk, which is kind of a play on a Monty Python thing. And it's actually allowing players to glitch through walls.
Yeah, you do a fancy walk and you can just step your way, goose step your way into unknown areas, which obviously if you're doing like the Crucible PvP stuff, you don't want that. Because it's like, because the Trials of the Nine is actually the high level PvP stuff, it's where the best go, so.
Man, but why do they want to kill all the fun? Because you imagine the first person that figured that out and then told everyone about it, and then it was this massive in-game secret. Crushed right away. Yeah, it is disappointing. It's weird that it's offline for 2 weeks, but you know, that's just the breaks. Moving on, and the last bastion of online game forum video game journalism is shut down. Over the weekend, infamous gaming forum NeoGaff has been offline following allegations of sexual assault against Gaff's owner, Tyler Malka, aka Evilore. Mods left the site en masse, and as a result, many users are now trying to get themselves permabanned in some sort of act of defiance. Though I don't know who's gonna permaban them because there's no mods, but I guess it's the thought that counts. It's Wildlands now.
It is. I mean, Gaff was always one of those places which I never got too heavily involved in Gaff because it was half really good, like lots of breaking news and insider info and hot goss. But on the other side, it was very reactionary and it had a real groupthink mentality that if you didn't agree with Gaff, then it was just like, well, you're scum and you're out.
Hot goss.
Hot goss!
So where are people gonna go now for their hot goss?
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, Gaff's been around for ages, but then we've got, you know, places like Reddit and Twitter where this information is compiling more and more. And hopefully, these are places that aren't run by people accused of sexual misconduct.
Do you reckon there'll just be a /gaff board? Or is there already a /gaff board?
I'm sure there's a /gaff board. And /gaff is not a word I like to say. Let's just strike, Will, can we strike /gaff from the record? Thank you very much. But this is kind of like the end of an era for, you know, it's kind of like GeoCities shutting down or something. The Gaff's been around for ages.
Oh, Angel Fire.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing. And in the same, over the weekend, the Escapist website, Yahtzee, you know, doing zero punctuation stuff, they announced that they're laying off their entire staff except for Yahtzee and the streaming people because, I mean, that site's not been the best over the last couple of years, but that's gone too.
Where will people go, Nick?
Screenplay, patch notes.
Okay, well, moving on, and Niantic's latest anti-cheat software is here. And now it's gone.
You want to see that story on the Escapists? No one there to write it.
A new Pokemon Go update rolled out over the weekend and prepped for the release of new Pokemon. With it, Niantic revealed a new anti-cheat software to prevent users with spoofing apps from logging in. So first of all, let me just say I had to look up what spoofing meant because to me it sounds like some weird freaky sex thing.
I believe it still is.
Is it?
Words can have multiple meanings, Steph.
Right.
It's like there and there and there.
But it turns out a spoofing app is something that just allows you to move your GPS signal around, which is why it would be useful to people who want to cheat in Pokemon Go.
Yeah. So did it work?
No. I believe within the hour there was a workaround online and Niantic responded by just removing the software. They were like, here you go, okay.
That's just brutal. It's interesting that they said last August, I believe it was, that they were going to start perma-banning people who cheated in this game. And so far, they have not done that at all. Instead, they do something like this, where when you were using that app, you got a little notification saying, oh, you know, we've noticed that you're using this app in conjunction with Pokemon Go and you're not allowed to do that. Did not ban the users. So it gave them just like a warning and then people like figured out how to get around it. As opposed to just, imagine all the people who would log in straight away, using these apps, cheat, get banned straight up. Like that's a much better solution.
Yeah.
No one's accidentally running these apps.
I get from their perspective, they don't want to be like cutting out their player base. They're like, if there's a peaceful solution that we can come to, guys, let's all be friends and play the game correctly. So they were just like, hey, we see that you're using some like naughty cheat apps. Maybe uninstall them, then keep playing the game with everyone else. But yeah, the ban hammer is the only way forward. We all know this.
Can I just quickly say as well, this is a much broader discussion for a discussion time style segment that's not going to be this one. I don't know how I feel about games where you need to be in a certain place and to be able to play it. That's all I'm gonna say. I just wonder with Pokemon Go, like that thing of like, oh, I can't be in like a gym in Paris because I live in Sydney, and if I can't afford to go to Paris, I can't go to that gym and fight there. I don't know how I feel about that. Just putting that out there.
I mean, I agree, but more from a laziness perspective.
Oh, that's entirely where I'm coming from.
Because I didn't really know what Pokemon Go was until I booted it up, and I was like, wait a minute, I have to like walk to use this? No.
Cannot be both. But moving on now to the real discussion time, it's discussion time. So, last week, EA shut down Visceral Games, who are the developers of many games, including Battlefield Hardline, James Bond, Everything or Nothing, but most notably, for me at least, the Dead Space series. And what they were working on, still scared by that? Yeah, still residual shivers. But what they were working on currently was the new Star Wars project, Project Ragtag, which was Amy Hennig was the leader of that project from Naughty Dog. This was their big single-player Star Wars game, and they've announced that they're completely pivoting that game away from what it was into a totally new title. What is your gut reaction, I guess, first of all, that you are not going to get basically Naughty Dog but Star Wars?
I mean, I'm devastated because, I mean, that's exactly the kind of Star Wars game that I would play the shit out of.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they've taken this massive turn. And I guess like, I understand there's a lot of love for online multiplayer experiences right now. That seems to be, particularly everyone's internet's getting better, the sort of interface for these games are getting better, and you know, we have the capacity to play those kinds of games now when we haven't been able to in the past. But that doesn't mean we need to discount like really incredible, lengthy, detailed single player experiences.
Well, I'll tell you their reasoning. Their quote, instead of making the narrative game, they are quote, to be a broader experience that allows for more variety and player agency, leaning into the capabilities of our Frostbite engine and reimagining central elements of the game to give players a Star Wars adventure of greater depth and breadth to explore.
So they said leaning in.
They said leaning in, that's not a good thing. So they're basically saying nothing there, except the read-in that you get from that is they go, we're not interested in making a game that you buy and then play for 10 to 12 hours and then you're done with. We want a game that you will continue to play for ages, thus continue to give us money for ages because we will build in microtransactions.
So it's a money thing.
Look, it's always a money thing. That being said, there is a chance that this game sucked. Like, it's unlikely, but there's a chance that they were just not nailing this project and that, you know, decisions need to be made. You look at something like Blizzard, Project Titan, they tried to make that work for so long, they went, no, it doesn't work, and out of the ashes of that, came Overwatch, which is exactly the thing that it feels like EA want to make. And Overwatch is a giant success, and I would say a very, like, good game. Like, a successful game.
I just, like, what I don't understand, I don't know enough about game development to be able to kind of, how much can you harvest from a single player experience to turn it into something so completely different? Well, like, are they just starting from scratch and just be like, we'll, like, use the same character models, or?
So they've basically said that they're, because someone asked, you know, how much of the work is going to be retained. They said that they're keeping the assets. So, helmets, grass, characters, reflections of however many moons are on that planet. They're like, it's that sort of thing that they'll be using, and they'll just spin it off into whatever this new thing kind of is. But I guess
narrative, world building, level design, all gone.
Level design may stay, but I mean, you might be looking at something like Anthem, you know, which EA have coming out, where you go, that looks like it could potentially have interesting level design, but it's still basically Destiny. It's like Destiny, persistent gameplay sort of thing. I guess the bigger question here is, do you think that AAA these days can support the single player thing? Is this?
Yes.
You still think so?
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I mean, my most anticipated games are all those kinds of games. And they're the games that I will pay, like, I would pay more than $100 for it.
Yeah, so that might be the answer, right? You either raise the cost of selling that sort of thing.
Because I still get like so many hours out of that experience, but it's also a much richer, like, incredibly detailed experience. When I think of The Last of Us 2, like that is one of my most anticipated games at the moment. Like I cannot wait for that.
I have bad news about that. No, yeah, no, I'm kidding. Well, they're turning it into a multiplayer game. They're taking the best part of the last one, which was of course the combat, and it's just gonna be that. One person's a clicker, 10 people are Ellie.
No! Oh, that would be devastating. No, I absolutely think that there's room for that, and I would be happy to pay more for it. I mean, as long as it's not a question of like, we're just paying more for it in Australia, and not the rest of the world.
Which
but
we
like,
always do.
yeah. But I think I think ultimately those are experiences that you can't have anywhere else, and it'd be a real shame to lose them. And I hate that it's a money thing. I hate that it's a money thing. It feels like a business decision and not a creative decision, and that's bad for games.
Yeah, I mean, those things are always a business decision. They've said that they're still in discussions with Amy Hennig about her, quote, next move, so we'll see what happens there. And the studio that's taking over the game is EA Everyone. They're gonna put as many different studios as they can sort of on this. It's a bit of a hodgepodge EA worldwide situation to bring this forward, and they don't have not announced a release date. So we will see what happens. Interesting side note, just before we go, in the research for this, in 2008, EA published 60 games. In 2016, they published only 8.
Right.
So they've drastically, not only the amount of games that they put out, but that also means inherently the amount of like original IP that they're producing as well.
That says that they would be looking for quality over quantity.
Well, apparently not.
All right, well, here are all the multiplayer microtransaction games you can soon play. It's Monday the 23rd of October, and here's what you can soon play. It's a AAA week with a Nazi-punching fistful of massive titles coming our way. Things kick off on the 24th as PC gamers finally get a chance to grind their lives away in Destiny 2. And if those Destiny Dance emotes tickle your fancy, maybe keep the groove rolling in real life with Just Dance 2018. The game is still out on pretty much every platform known to man and comes with 40 songs to shake yourself at. Become an eagle in Assassin's Creed Origins and stealthily stab people in the neck in Egypt. It's been 2 whole years since the last major installment in the series, but has the break been enough to chip away at people's fatigue with the series? Maybe, maybe not. But pyramids definitely help. Go punch some Nazis in the face with a shotgun in Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. In this alternate history, Nazis are roaming the streets of America under the reign of a pox-faced megalomaniac with bad hair. Read into that what you will. Machine Games surprised all with the emotional maturity and tight mechanics of their last installments into the series, and so it's safe to assume that this is going to be another excellent romp. Bloody, but excellent. And finally this week, the hugely anticipated Super Mario Odyssey. Not only will this be the first time the plumber takes to the Switch in a new 3D adventure, but it will also be the first time we see Mario's nipples outside of my very graphic dreams. Funny, Pimp Jazz Bowser was also in those dreams. Well, that's what you can soon play. What are your picks? Let us know in the comments. Some big games coming out this week.
This could be the greatest week in video games of all time. We could be in one of the best years of all time. This could be the best week. What do you want? What do you want? I want them all. I want all of them.
You start. I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
Do you? What do you think I'm gonna say?
Mario.
Damn it! I was gonna say Mario. Yeah, I mean you can't not say Mario. You're gonna not say Mario.
I'm gonna not say Mario.
And I'm gonna say, look, that's the wrong answer. But I'm so excited for that game. I can't wait to put a hat on everything. Everything deserves a hat.
Yeah, it looks crazy and quite wacky, and that's what I'm most excited about, the wackiness.
And the Switch is the best console out there at the moment. Like, for me, I'm so happy to have more stuff to play on this, and particularly something massive like Mario.
I'm excited to see you excited. Thank you. I'm excited about Assassin's Creed.
Oh, wrong answer.
Because I had to taste that sweet pyramid climbing action and caw-caw! I want to go back. I want to go back, man. Stab some people in the desert. Let's do it.
It does, yeah. We've played a little bit. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with that. I'm looking forward to that as well. I'm gonna play everything on this list, potentially even Destiny 2, which I've already sunk so many hours into. I'll just pick it up on PC.
PC release soon.
PC release soon.
What time is it?
Hammer time?
Prize time.
Oh, it's prize time. It's hammer time.
No, it's prize time, Nick. On last week's episode of Screenplay, we gave you this image and demanded you do stuff to it in order to win 3 days worth of entry into PAX Australia for you and a friend.
Oh, I love the things you all did to it. There were some runners-up, and this week there were 2 winners. So we'll start with the runners-up. Montana McCarthy, #1. So
who knows I love a Kit Kat?
Montana knows. Steph's outraged that I don't quite understand what she says here. I'm just gonna read it verbatim. Steph is outraged that king-size Kit Kat Miles won't her eat him. Her Kit Kat badge just won't satisfy her needs for Halloween. She needs Kit Kats, people. And so I think it's saying that you want to eat Miles. And the little speech bubble you says, I'm hungry. Why don't you get undressed so that I can eat you? And you're speaking to what looks like a 10-year-old Miles. So this is all a very confronting picture. But what I want to know is how happy would you be if Kit Kats came in human-sized form?
I mean, I'd be very happy, but I would be... The best thing about a Kit Kat,
tell me.
Segue,
Yep.
is just how small and easy it is to just like snap off and eat.
Just a quick snack.
How would you get your mouth around a human-sized Kit Kat is what I want to know.
Like this?
I just feel like this is too graphic for what we're doing here.
Spoofing. Our next...
Will should just pixel the whole thing out.
Our next runner-up was Kari Honeyset, who I think should win, just given her lovely name. So we've got Us in the Ring, Iron Hex Maiden, Mr. Slimy Pants, and then in the middle there's Umpire Little Willow, and it's Huggin' Time round 1. I'm carrying chicken for some reason.
Why am I standing behind a no wind sign? Why is that?
No, that's on your shield.
Why is that specific?
You're saying
that's
there's no
my shield.
wind allowed in this area with your shield.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just love Will's face that he knows he's about to get hugged, thus knowing that we know Kari Honeyset must work in the building because she understands the work culture here at Screenplay, which is hug everybody all the time.
Yeah.
Like almost aggressively.
That's
so.
right.
Our third runner-up is Tim Jones. This is a very simple one, but I really enjoy it. So this is from the Avengers. You saying I have an army. Robert Downey Jr. saying we have a Hulk.
And you're the Hulk.
And I'm the Hulk, and you're Loki.
Hulk.
And that's his line of I have an army. Like, it's actually quite...
Because I have the horns.
It just works,
works.
Tim. It just works. Unfortunately, it didn't work enough. You know? You know what I mean? Because there were 2 winners this week.
Clever though.
It
Like
was
where
clever.
your head was at.
Yeah, was it a little too clever, Tim? Maybe it was a little too clever. First winner, Alexandra Bruce. Look at that.
So cute.
Little felt people.
Oh, please send this in to us. I would love to have this framed. It's so lovely.
Well, I think, I don't think that's gonna happen because she also attached a picture that said, and now it's become a kid's toy. And her son or daughter has ruined it.
Destroyed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe we should revoke those tickets. But we're not going to, so Alexandra, you are heading to PAX.
Congratulations.
And our second winner finally did it.
I'm gonna cry.
Always the prize maid, never the prize. You're there. You're coming. We're gonna meet you. It's Buggles time, baby!
You did it, Bugsy!
Do the Buggles dance. Do the Buggles. Do the Buggles. Emma Buggles has made us as Rock'em Sock'em robots. Play the video. Pretty self-explanatory.
It's so good.
Isn't it great?
And for context, for everyone who doesn't know, Emma Bugs has entered our competitions with sensational entries so many times, has just never quite took out the winning spot.
That close
but
every
today, that changes. You win a double pass to 3 days worth of PAX entertainment.
3 days worth of PAX. I mean, you get 3 days worth of entertainment compared to like, if you want a Nintendo Switch, you get hundreds of days worth of entertainment. And I'm sorry that the maths works out like that. But what you will also get to is meet us because you and Alexandra have to come say hi. You have to come to the little Screenplay van.
Hang out in our little van.
Really? Really?
I mean, like in a non-creepy way.
There's no non-creepy way.
Just come into a van, we have candy.
Really? Everyone who owns a van is a creep. It's just a known fact. But congratulations, guys. We are very excited to meet you. And moving on to what you can expect from Screenplay this week. On Wednesday, we're going deeper into the mystery of that prick Edison and the death of Nikola Tesla in the invisible hours. And at the end of the week, we will be down at PAX Australia in Melbourne. We've got a van, as you may have heard by now. You can come hang out. I'm gonna say near the van and meet us and hang out. And we're gonna be filming things, so we'll be there for all 3 days of PAX. So come say hi. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Facebook pages for more details.
And on Screenplay on TV on Thursday night, we go bullet to head with Nazis in Wolfenstein 2, dance off in Just Dance 2018, and I give my verdict on Thor Ragnarok. So be there to check that out. But announcement time!
Blah, blah.
We are no longer at 10 p.m.
No, we're not. We got bumped, unfortunately.
To 7:30 p.m.
7:30 p.m. What to the Buggles? 7:30. To the Buggles. We are on Screenplay. 7:30 p.m. Thursday nights on 7 May from now on, guys. What?
It's very exciting.
It's very exciting because who can watch us now?
You're gonna be awake.
People who are awake. That's who can watch Screenplay. So make sure you update. I don't know. Are people still recording things? Check your guides? What do you say in this scenario?
I would say check your guides.
I'm gonna say kick your mother off the TV because she's watching some bullshit on some other network. No. It's 7 May, 7:30 p.m. on Thursdays.
Update your calendar reminder, which I'm sure you've set to remind yourself that we're gonna be on.
Someone's gonna need to update that thing on Steam that pops up at like 9:58 or whatever, what time. Anyway, the point is, screenplay 7:30 p.m. Thursdays on 7 May is our new time slot. You can follow screenplay in all of our socials where we'll give you more details about any time changes. Details are in the description below and here.
Well, that's it for the show today. We've got more of your great clips to play us off.
That's right, Declan was so close yet so far in Cuphead.
No! No! Fuck! Ow! God damn it!
I did exactly the same thing, and that's when I tried to snap my controller in half, but I couldn't do that either, so I failed at 2 things in like 10 seconds.
Oh, just watching that hurts my soul. If you've got a cool clip you'd like us to run, then make sure you send it to us on Twitter using the hashtag ScreenPlayMyClip.
That's right, you can tweet it to @ScreenPlayAU, @NickBoy, or @HexSteph. We're done, goodbye!
Goodbye!
7:30 p.m.,
7:30 p.m.
To the boggles. To the boggles. To the boggles.
This match.
Don't hurt me, I'm too little.
Show here tonight. That's right, this Phoenix crowd couldn't be any more
I'm gonna wait. Oh God.